As I earlier mentioned, you are all welcome, sirs. So I would like to stop here and thank you very, very much on behalf of Kebbi State Government for honoring our invitation and hope that this gathering will attain fruition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Secretary to Kebbi State Government, for that very precise, and very brief welcome address. Your Excellencies, Your Eminence, our Royal Fathers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again highlight a bit about the programs of the day. Today is a very historic day. It's very unique and very important to us, especially here in Kebbi State, for the first time, the national flight will kickstart here in Kebbi State under the able leadership of our great leader, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State. And for the Vice President coming to Kebbi State, it's like a homecoming. Ever since the advent of the present administration, we have been seeing His Excellency visiting us time after time because of the importance he attached to Kebbi State and the people of Kebbi State. So we are very much grateful for that. I would like to quickly seize this opportunity to warmly welcome the Speaker of Sokoto State, who has been with us, the Sokoto State House Assembly. I would like to welcome the Honorable Speaker and Amirul Haji of Sokoto, who has been with us, Honorable Tukur Bala Bodinga. Sir, you are most welcome. I would like at this point in time to give the indulgence of all and sorry to please listen attentively. I would like to apologize a bit for skipping some of very prominent and important personalities who have graced this occasion. My attention is just amongst us, distinguished senators, rep members, head of other government agencies and parastatals. So I would like to warmly welcome you all to this historic occasion. Without much ado, I would like to crave the indulgence of all and sundry to please listen attentively as I invite to the podium for his address the National Chairman, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Malan Jalal Ahmad Arabi, ON, FWC, for his address.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وعلى أصحابه أجمعين. Your Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency Comrade Dr. Nasiru Idris Kaurang Gwandu, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, the Honorable Minister here present, Honorable Minister of State Education, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, distinguished Senator Abubakar Sani Bello, and your colleagues, fellow senators, the Chairman of the House Committee on Hajj Affairs, and your colleagues, Your Eminence, Amirul Mu'mineen, Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar, Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Arugungu, Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Yauri, and other royal Highnesses, the Speaker of Kebbi State House of Assembly and other members of the House, other heads and leadership of agencies both at the federal and state level, my colleagues of the NACON board, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. From the moment the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu saddled me with the leadership responsibility of the National Hajj Commission, I knew it would be daunting. I knew, because organizing the journey for over 10,000 persons from one country to another is not a casual business. How much more of organizing the movement of over 65,000 personalities, each with their individual idiosyncrasies and high expectations. I knew I was not the only Nigerian blazed with the wisdom of leading a complex industry as the Hajj industry. But because I was the one destined to bear this charge, I knew that Almighty Allah will not leave me without a strong support to ease the job. I therefore begin by thanking the Almighty Allah for this rare privilege to serve His guests, backed by the strong pillar of the support from the presidency, especially my immediate boss, His Excellency the Vice President. Indeed, it is a rare favor that when one is tasked with an overwhelming assignment, he finds his principal ever ready to address the challenges associated with the job. This fifth board of NACON has been inspired to confront difficult options through the support and vesta of new and higher standards set by this administration and the limit of acceptable performance. Today is undoubtedly a memorable day in the short life of the fifth board of NACON, because we are about to put to bed the many strategies we have conceived for the safe delivery of a well-organized Hajj season. We stand to be assessed for the promises we have made to spearhead an outing that will be recorded as one of the best in recent times. I assure you that all the essential services provided for the pilgrims are of high standard, under the supervision of a well-motivated and dedicated staff that are eager to discharge their individual responsibilities in serenity and contentment. We had several challenges to overcome before getting to where we are today. The major challenge due by this man while preparing for this is in trying to reduce the Hajj fare. Although the feat was achieved when calculated in dollar, this may be noticeable when converted to naira. Can attest to this fact. Members of the State Pilgrims Welfare Board to reduce the Hajj expenses. We reduced the length of stay in Medina 8 to 4 days and charged a fee to the by cutting down the Medina accommodation by the same luxury hotels at lower cost. Consideration that any pilgrim in need of more dollars can source them on their own. We believe we have made enough accommodation and feeding arrangement that would not warrant the pilgrims spending extra on these amenities. Thus, $500 would suffice in these global cash crunch times. Similarly, we succeeded in moving pilgrims from the far end of Tent D in Muna to a higher up area adjacent to Camp D, that is closer to the Jamrat. For the first time in a long time, our team of e-track computer surveys concluded Hajj registration and visa issuance prior to commencement of airlift. To anyone privy of Hajj arrangement, this is not a small accomplishment. It means we know exactly how many pilgrims we are working for and will make enough provisions for that number. True, the Hajj arena is a viable industry enriched with abundant prospects to keep it autonomous if properly managed. The Hajj industry is a field where the intending pilgrim, the industry managers, as well as the country and host country all benefit from financially with the proper management in place. As is evident from Hajj funds management being practiced in a couple of countries, Hajj investment has provided financial backbone to stakeholders by promoting wealth distribution among subscribers and managers alike through low-risk investments. This board is determined to explore wealth-creating ventures that would not only contribute to the Commission's internally generated revenue, but as well contribute to the overall national income. Like my predecessors, we shall continue the path of self-sustainability through identifying and utilizing resources embedded in the Hajj ecosystem with no extra cost at all to the pilgrims. Recall that in 2016, the federal government has stopped sponsoring pilgrims for Hajj and gradually withdrew most of the offshore funding it used to provide for the Commission. By the year 2019, NACON exhibited that the Hajj industry can remain independent of government funding. That year, the Commission conducted its offshore operations without government funding of any sort for the first time. Since then, NACON continued to revive this prospect. Rather than being the parasite, the Commission contributed to the Nigerian economy through empowerment of the country's local airline industry and empowering local caterers to travel to Saudi Arabia as paid labor. This was achieved through the Commission's insistence that all Saudi caterers must partner with a Nigerian caterer to serve our pilgrims indigenous meals. Therefore, our indigenous foods are transported from Nigeria to Saudi, boosting the country's GDP. Similarly, NACON insists that service providers must include Nigerians among their Hajj force labor to enhance communication with our pilgrims. With the vision and foresight that this board has in boosting the revenue of Nigerian Hajj, I urge the federal government to accept our candid reassurances that any support offered to NACON in this regard will have a positive replica effect on the economy. We have already set the pace in the construction of hotel-like accommodations and other infrastructural developments that will generate income. At this juncture, let me congratulate our pilgrims, whom Allah has chosen to answer His call this year. I call on you, intending pilgrims, to utilize this special privilege to serve Allah, the Almighty, alone, and do not be distracted. I implore you all to avoid any conduct that will dent your image or image of our dear country. Remember the lessons you learned while preparing for this exercise and know that the time has come to implement them. Also remember that you are traveling to a country where there is a language barrier and a country where their laws are strictly followed for the general good of the congregation. Claiming ignorance to comply by the laid down rules or guidelines will not save one's neck when caught in the wrong side of the law. Please follow instructions. Follow the instructions of your officials or pilgrims' guides to stay safe, because they have been trained to know the do's and the don'ts. Saudi Arabia is a country that does its possible best to give the finest hospitality to its guests. Therefore, we should not abuse the gesture. Abide strictly by all health regulations while in the kingdom to avoid falling ill. NACON has made necessary arrangements for your comfort. Do not hesitate to contact any of our officials for assistance when in need, because they are there to serve you. They are your servants. Safeguard your valuables and do not carry along any prohibited item into the kingdom. What has been recorded by the board within its short lifespan would not have been possible without the collaboration of stakeholders. I particularly wish to recognize the teamwork that the Commission, under my leadership, has been enjoying from the State's Pilgrims Welfare Board. They have been wonderful. I believe the trust they hold for this board is instrumental in this regard. We certainly will not let them down. As partners, we all have stakes in the successful outcome of our task. I also thank the Kebbi State Governor, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Nasir Idris, who facilitated the successful launch of this inaugural flight as scheduled. The Amiable Governor took charge of considerable burden on NACON, making the complex occasion seem easy and simple. I, in the same breath, thank His Excellency the President for standing up and intervening when it mattered most and ensuring that Nigerians performed this year's Hajj when all hopes were lost. To His Excellency the Vice President, optimist, we depend on your guidance and direction. There is what we are witnessing today, a successful 2024 Hajj, inshallah. Finally, to the pilgrims and the officials, pray for Nigeria and its leaders. Success of our leaders is us, translates to our well-being. Remember to pray for the guidance of our youth as well as upcoming future leaders. Let us pray for all that is good to come to Nigeria. Fi aman Allah wa shukran jazila.
Thank you very much, Malan Jalal Arabi, the National Chairman, National Hajj Commission. Please, let's put our hands together for the national chairman. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now high time to crave your indulgence to please listen attentively. As our father, our leader, the number one when it comes to Islam, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Haji Muhammad Saad Abu Bakr Saad, who will now rise and talk to the Muslim Ummah and the nation as a whole. Sir, you are most welcome.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, our own son, adopted by the Fulani long ago. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, whom we are so proud of, for the achievements we have heard of, we have seen in the last 11 months or so. Honorable senators, distinguished senators, honorable members, my dear colleagues and brothers, traditional leaders here present, our most respected pilgrims who are about to embark on this journey of a lifetime, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As it pleased our Creator, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gathered us today at this historic event. Historic in the sense that this is the first time a national inaugural flight for Hajj is being conducted at this beautifully built airport named after our great leader and father. The first time we're having also the Vice President himself coming in for this inaugural flight in this historic city of Kebbi. We thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the numerous blessings He had been showering on us, not because we deserve them, but because He felt as His servants, He deserves to give us more and more chances to continue to worship Him. Today, we are at this airport to flag off the first flight to Saudi Arabia of our pilgrims for 1445 Hajj 2024 Miladiya. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my goodwill message will be short and simple, because most of the things we have heard from the Chairman Hajj Commission, most of the things we will going to hear from the Governor, other speakers, and of course the final one, the Vice President, I'm sure we'll all be carrying the same thing. So I don't want to take the wings of their sails, as they used to say, and I believe we need to speed up and finish the program so that our pilgrims who are so anxious to depart to the Holy Land will do so with so much comfort. It's been very hot, alhamdulillah. We thank Allah for everything He has given us. We want to thank the Governor for taking this initiative of inviting the Hajj Commission to start this inaugural flight here. I want to thank the former Governor, Said Akingari, for the wisdom of building this airport when he did. Because if you are to build this airport now, at this crunch time of no money. I'm sure you're talking of hundreds of billions. Luckily, he's here, and I think we need to pray to Almighty Allah to guide him and also to reward him for this service to Kebbi State and to Nigeria. I want to thank all of you for coming. And as the chairman said, you are going to Holy Land. We all know the importance of going to Holy Land for Hajj. I don't think any of us here will need to teach you anymore about this. We've been doing this program for decades. I have led Nigerian pilgrims as Amirul Hajj for so many times in the past. And I know how disciplined Nigerian pilgrims have always been. Because one thing you won't find us wanting is lack of discipline. What we need is good leadership. Once you have a good leadership, you will have good followership. And I believe so far, Kebbi State has good leadership in Gawra. And I believe the pilgrims coming out of Kebbi State will be the best. And other states should emulate them and go peacefully and come back peacefully. I want to thank the federal government under the leadership of Haji Bola Ahmed Tinubu for all efforts taken to ensure this Hajj takes place. As you heard the NACON chairman said, when all hopes were lost, lights shone at one end, and today we are having the inaugural flight. Let me tell the chairman of the Hajj Commission, we never lost hope that we'll go for Hajj. We're in an era of renewed hope. So tell Ashwaju that his renewed hope is still being expected to shine everywhere. We are looking for more, we want more and more of good leadership. We want to thank the President for his leadership. We want to thank the Vice President, thank the Governor and all governors of our states who have been standing by to help the common man to survive. We pray for very successful Hajj for our pilgrims, safe flights to Saudi and back to our various destinations at the end of the Hajj, and may Allah continue to bless our country, Nigeria. My only addition also, do not forget, when you are in the Holy Land, either at the Kaaba or any place where you need to pray, pray for our leaders. Pray for Mr. President to succeed. Pray for the Vice President. Pray for our governors. Pray for our local government chairman. And best of all, pray for us. We bayan Allah da muka tare da ku koyaushe. Pray to sarakunan ku, shugabannin ku na addinin musulunci da sauransu, because we need to pray and pray so that we have a good country. You don't go and pray against your leaders, because when they do wrong things, we suffer. When they do good things, we enjoy. Always pray positively for your leaders, for God's sake. Idan aka je a yi addu'a, a yi makasan mu addu'a, mu samu zaman lafiya, mu samu gama da wannan duniya lafiya. Allah ba mu shugabannin kwarai, Allah sa a yi lafiya, a gama lafiya. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May Allah reward His Eminence abundantly. Next, I would like to invite the Chairman House Committee on Pilgrim, Honorable Jafar Muhammad Ali, to come forward for a goodwill message.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my leader, Senator Kashin Shettima, Your Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, Haji Nasiru Arangwandu, our father, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Amir al-Muminin, my father, the chairman of NACON, Haji Jalal Arabi Muhammad, my mentor, Chairman of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abubakar Sadiq Sani Bello, Chairman House Committee on Foreign Affairs, distinguished senators present, honorable ministers, members of the National Assembly, all other protocol duly observed. I thank Almighty Allah for giving me this opportunity today. We gather to celebrate momentous occasion of the inauguration of flight off of the 2024 Hajj operations. This marks a significant milestone in our journey to connect people, culture, and destination. On behalf of myself, Honorable Jafar Muhammad Shatiman Bargu, and the entire member of the Committee of Muslim Affairs, duly recommended by the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, Dr. Abbas Tajuddin, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the National Hajj Commission, NACON, Kebbi State Government, the State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, all intending pilgrims on the occasion of the 2024 Hajj exercise inauguration. However, I would like to mention some of the objectives of this inauguration as follows. The spiritual aspect or the spiritual enlightenment, to provide seamless and spiritual experience for the pilgrims, enabling them to focus on their religious obligations. Efficiently management to ensure a well-organized and hustle-free journey for pilgrims, organizing pilgrims, minimizing delay and inconveniences. Enhance safety, to provide the safety and security of pilgrims. Implementing measures to prevent accidents and ensure swift medical assistance when needed. In addition to international relations, to strengthen diplomatic ties with Saudi Arabia and other countries, promoting mutual respect and cooperation. Government support, to demonstrate government commitment in terms of supporting religion practices and facilitating citizens' spiritual growth. Therefore, may I use this spiritual journey to be a blessed and transformative experience for all. And may Almighty Allah grant you wisdom, courage, and strength to fulfill your religious obligation. Moreover, I wish you a safe and successful pilgrimage. May your prayers be accepted and you return home peacefully. Joy and countless blessings. Amin. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, the Chairman House Committee on Pilgrimage, Honorable Jafar Muhammad Ali, for that goodwill message. Your Excellencies, we have to draw the curtain of the goodwill messages at this point, and I would like to, at this point in time, enjoin all and sundry to please listen attentively as I imbibe to the podium for his address His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Comrade Dr. Nasiru Idris Kauran Gwandu, the amiable and dynamic Governor of Kebbi State, the transformer, the achiever, the man who transformed the state capital of Kebbi State into a modern city, competing with all other counterparts in the state, in the federation. At this point in time, I would like to invite His Excellency, our gold-choosing governor, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. Nasiru Idris Kauran Gandu, for his address. Your Excellency, sir.
Dr. Nasiru mai kyan anniya. Jama'ar Kebbi na maka godiya. Makiya na kasunta ko kaya. Sannun ka da kokari. Sannun ka da kokari. Jama'ar Kebbi na maka godiya. Birni kauye jihar Kebbi ka ce mu mutane da amuwa. Sannun ka da
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one of our own, distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima. The Chairman of the National Hajj Commission and other board members, distinguished senators that are right seated here, members of National Assembly, our royal fathers, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Arugungu, Gwandu Yauri, and Zuru, Right Honorable Speaker, Kebbi State House of Assembly and other members, Chairman of Board and Parasecretaries of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, members of State Executive Council, our chairman of All Progressive Congress, Kebbi State, the Speaker and other members of Sokoto State House of Assembly, the SSG Head of Service, Chief of Staff, Senior Special Assistant and Special Assistants, our party faithful, our pilgrims from Kebbi State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon all. I'm honored to stand before you today to mark the inaugural flight of 2024 Hajj operation. This momentous occasion signifies the journey for thousands of devoted pilgrims who are embarking on spiritual voyage to the Holy Land. Volunteers and all those involved in making this Hajj operation possible. Your dedication and the hard work have ensured a smooth and safe journey for the pilgrims, allowing them to focus on their spiritual journey without any distraction. To the pilgrims embarking on this scared journey, I offer my heartfelt prayers for a safe and fulfilled Hajj experience. May your pilgrims be accepted, and may you return home enriched with spiritual blessing and a renewed sense of purpose. It may not be out of place to inform His Excellency that the airlift of Kebbi State pilgrims for last year was carried out in Sokoto due to some very obvious reasons for which this administration was able to overcome such infraction by means of constructing a fuel dump in the state for the sum of 300 million naira. A professional aviation consultant was also engaged to holistically undertake a maintenance and upgrade of facilities in our international airport in the total sum of 53 million naira, while infrastructural facilities were provided to the Hajj camp in the sum of 900 million naira. I also to affirm that Kebbi State was reported to be the first in the remittance of pilgrims' fare to the National Hajj Commission. Most significantly, Kebbi State spearheaded the payment of additional cost of Hajj fare to each of the pilgrims at the rate of 1 million naira per head, in respect of political inclination of our pilgrims. These and many other incentives are provided for the comfort of our pilgrims. In addition, which all pilgrims were provided with 2 pairs of uniform as against the previous years of 1 set of uniform, while Ihram was also provided to each male pilgrim. In the same vein, provisions is made to each of our 3,000 pilgrims as many contributions to the welfare of our pilgrims. Accordingly, all elected officers holders and the political appointees are hereby directed to make appropriate financial contributions to our pilgrims to their respective constituencies. Also, local government sole administrators were also being directed to provide additional funds for our pilgrims in the Holy Land. These and many other incentives were geared towards the cushioning the effect of hardship pilgrims may encounter in the course of their pilgrims. I am at this juncture to especially appreciate and thank Your Excellency for finding time to visit Kebbi State for the second time, with a record of period of 9 months. I am also to sincerely appreciate the leadership of National Hajj Commission for all the support you have been rendering to Kebbi State and for choosing Kebbi State to serve as a platform for an inaugural flight. To all my colleagues and the esteemed personalities here present, most especially the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Ministers, I profoundly thank you for gracing this very auspicious occasion. As we witness the departure of our inaugural flight of the 2024 Hajj operation, let us come together in spirit and solidarity, celebrating the diversity and the unity of the global Muslim community. May this Hajj season be a time of peace, a reflection of spiritual enlightenment for all. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Thank you very much, the Comrade Governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. Nasir Idris Kauran Gondo. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and privilege to at this point in time invite to the podium for his address the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Sir, you are most welcome to Kebbi State, the land of equity.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, Comrade Dr. Nasir Idris Gourangondu, Your Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Sultan Saad Abubakar, CFR, and all the royal fathers present, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, the single Senator Abubakar Sani Bello, distinguished Senator Mohammed Alindume, and distinguished Senator Yawo, as well as the Chairman, House Committee on Pilgrimage, Honorable Jafar Muhammad Ali, and other members of the House of Representatives present here. The Honorable Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, National Hajj Commission, Haji Jalal Ahmed Arabi, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, the Secretary to the Kebbi State Government, the Chief of Staff, the Head of Service, the Speaker, Kebbi State House of Assembly, and honorable members of the Kebbi State House of Assembly, the Speaker, Sokoto State House of Assembly, and other right honorable members of the House of Assembly present here, the Chairman of our party in Kebbi State, our elder statesmen, too numerous to mention, but I must mention the head of the Hajj delegation of Kebbi State, former Governor Saidu Dakingari. Our sons and daughters of Kebbi State that are Hajj bound, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Hajj season is like an elixir of life in the Muslim world. It embodies countless blessings that bring divine aid and relief in untold ways. Hajj comes with an opportunity to utilize spiritual practices in cleansing the pilgrims' hearts and souls for a rebirth. It is an exercise where gates of prosperity that can last an entire life in this world and the hereafter can be opened. Dear pilgrims, the time to accomplish your long-awaited dreams of performing Hajj is here. Hajj is a privilege which the believer yearns for throughout his life. Undoubtedly, goodness are those that the Almighty Allah describes as Duyufur Rahman, his special guests. It gives me great pleasure to greet all the pilgrims embarking on this honorable journey of Hajj with the best of greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The government of renewed hope, the government of Nigeria led by our great President Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GSCFR, attaches immense importance to religious pilgrimage due to the role it plays in transforming behavioral and social vices of the believers beyond performing one of the articles of our faith. Due to this high regard, the government took time to carefully select men of integrity with administrative acumen and records of selfless dedication to manage the affairs of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria in the interest of Nigerian pilgrims. Government at the highest level monitors all arrangements made for the well-being of our pilgrims, both in Saudi Arabia and within the country before embarking on the journey. We are aware of the provisions put in place for the safety, security, and comfort of Nigerian contingent to the 2024 Hajj. You may recall that this year, we had a major challenge in announcing the final Hajj fare for the 2024 Muslim pilgrimage due to fluctuations in foreign exchange rates. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu painstakingly worked round the clock to control the downward spiral of our local currency to bring relief to our pilgrims and other Nigerians, a move that eventually succeeded in lowering the fare modestly. The President approved the release of 90 billion naira to subsidize the cost of pilgrimage for this year's Hajj. Therefore, I urge you not to relent in praying for the success of this administration, for the peace and progress of our country that we are proud to call our motherland. Indeed, it is through our collective prayers and individual contributions that our country will beget prosperity. Remember, you are on the holy path until you return. Therefore, your prayers in this sacred stage shall receive quick divine response. Once again, on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, accept our heartfelt congratulations for being part of this illustrious journey to worship Allah in the most beautiful place. Accept our prayers for a very successful Hajj. May Almighty Allah reward you with Hajj Mabrur, the perfectly accomplished Hajj. And I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate the governor and government of Kebbi State. The governor has done exceedingly well beyond providing infrastructural facilities to the people of Kebbi in this Hajj operation. He has done more than enough to alleviate the challenges our people are now facing. Your Excellency, we are most grateful. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum hajjata. Alhamdulillah, yau Laraba ga mu a birnin Kebbi, gari mai albarka, garin da muke matukar sha'awa domin harkar noma da suka rige. Allah kuma ba mu damina mai albarka. Amin. Jama'a, yau dai hukumar alhazai ta kasa ta sa jihar ku a cikin tarihi. Ta ce maniyatan aikin hajjin bana daga Najeriya za su fara tashi a jihar gwamna Nasiru Idris Kauran Gondo. Kuma shugaban kasa President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya amince da haka. Shi ya sa muka zo don kaddamar da tashin maniyata zuwa kasa mai sarki a nan filin jirgin sama na kasa da kasa ta sa Ahmadu Bello International Airport da ke nan birnin Kebbi. To alhamdulillah, dukkanin shirye-shirye sun kammala daga nan gida har zuwa kasa mai sarki. Fata mu shine yadda dukkan alhazanmu suka bar gidajensu lafiya, Allah ya dawo da su lafiya. Allah ya ba su ikon gudanar da ibada cikin koshin lafiya, don sai da lafiya ake komai. Ha ila yau zan kirayi dukkan maniyatanmu da su kiyaye doka, su bi dukkan ka'idodi da shirruda da kasar Saudiya ta saka, kuma ku bi dukkan yin umarni da hukumar alhazai ta baku, kuma ku zama jakadu na gari. Duk wanda yake da matsala ko damuwa ya samu ma'aikatan alhumar hukumar alhazai na jiharsa ko ta karamar hukumar da ya fito. Kuma zan roki dukkan nin alhazan Najeriya da su ma kasarmu sa kasarmu cikin addu'a. Yadda Amirul Muminin ya faɗa, sai da lafiya da zaman lafiya za a yi zancen bunkasan arziki. Ya kamata ku yi shugabanninmu fata ta alheri, ku yi kasa addu'a, don za ku je kasa mai sarki ce. Ba abin da aje ana rigima ana zage-zage sai ku ga ku zubar da haƙƙin kuma can a kasa mai sarki ku taho. Don Allah ina kiran ku, don Allah ku yi addu'a a kasanmu. Allah ya ba mu tsaro na alheri. Muna da matsaloli da ke addabar al'ummarmu, musamman ma mazauna yankin Zamfara da Katsina da Sokoto da Kebbi da Kaduna da sauran yankuna. Allah ya kawo mana karshen wannan lamarin. A kuma matsayinmu na shugabanni, Allah ya ba mu ikon sauke nauyin da kuka dora mana. Allah ya kai ku lafiya, ya kawo ku gidajenku lafiya. Muna muku fatan alheri. Akwai Fulani a cikin ku, gana ga wani Fulani. Na kawo maka biredi da fanta. Kasan ba za ka samu biredi da fanta a kasa mai sarki ba. Allah ya sa ku je lafiya. Ina biredi nawa ne? Yawa, ina biredi ne? Zan baka biredi. Zo kai ba Fulatani, zo kai wannan ba Fulatani na asali ne. Kaga yawa.
Rage daɗe godiya muke. Yawa.
Yawa, ka bani biredi. Yawa. Ka zan ba abin da ba Fulatani yake so kamar biredi. Yawa, aha.
To, mun gode kwarai, Your Excellency. Isa ka karbi biredi. Isa ka karba, kai ma, Your Excellency, za mu baka wake idan za ka koma.
Aga wannan ma Fulani ne.
Isa kusa Fulani ku zo ku karbi biredi. Amma His Eminence zai maka tanadin wake wanda za ka tafi gida da shi, Your Excellency.
Allah ya kai ku lafiya.
Amin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Don Allah jama'a mu taba ma mai girma mataimakin shugaba ƙasa da wannan kyakkyawan jawabi nasa. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Vice President for the Republic of Nigeria, for that pleasantry and an all-encompassing address.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Opportunity and prosperity for everyone. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, the Senate President, and others that are here with us. Thank you, the governors, for all the support. Thank you, GCEO, NNPC, and the developing partners for taking us this far. God bless Nigeria. God bless all of us.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, may I respectfully hand over to Gloria at Egbema, Imo State, to continue with other proceedings.